Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, D-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I'm back in the book and let that politics go and let the personal rants go. So I'm back doing what I do. Try to teach and enlighten you to know thyself. Okay, so let's get with the lesson. Where I'm at. Okay. All right. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going, so let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that's what I'm on, is excuse me, get all right thinkers to know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard it. A person who knows not knows that they know not. It's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. That's okay. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and always to Mayat, be true. I got a little diagram here. Right thinkers, let's talk about. I'm gonna take you on the path to spiritual enlightenment. I've been trying to do it the whole time. This is another way to get you there. See that diagram there? There's like 9 steps to get you to what we call spiritual enlightenment. So I'm gonna go through them and break it down for you. Hopefully you get a better understanding. Good lesson. Let's go. The path of spiritual enlightenment is one that you have to master certain things along the way to get you there. The first one is you're considered spiritual ignorant. You suffered through dullness and agitation of the mind. You haven't been able to focus. You don't have a practice meditation. So you really just willy-nilly haphazard. So you come to get direction. You're on the right path. If you're aspirant, that means you're aspiring to do better. That's what they call you, aspire aspirants. So as an aspirant, these are things that you have starting out. The next level, the first level, my favorite, you have to practice mayat and live in accordance with the principles of Mishkinet, which is the female aspect, which is karma. Okay, you reap what you sow. She's the one that makes sure you get what you deserve. So we know her as what? The B word. Karma's a yeah, because her job is to just to give you what you deserve. And what you're saying when she come, you get what you deserve. Yeah, it's a bitch, ain't it? Yeah, like the second dog, the third dog, they were chasing the female dog. The first dog smacked him up in the second dog face. Second dog smacked him up the third for the third dog face. The second dog looked back at the third dog says, "It's a bitch, ain't it?" Third dog said, "It better be." Hope you get the joke. But yeah, that's why you know it's a female, according to the philosophy and the concept, and she is. But Mayat represents balance. She just give you whatever the side of balance you fall down on. Okay, that's her job. So they work together again in interaction amongst the concepts and the principles of the aspects of your character. The next level is you have to find a preceptor and associate yourself with an authentic spiritual teacher. You got to find somebody. Oh, well, how to know an authentic teacher? What's that authentic teacher? You got to have master. No, 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 no. An authentic teacher is someone who's mastered the teachings that they teach. I'm the master of right thinking philosophy. Authentic. First one, only one. There's one another, but I'm the originator. So I'm authentic. Why? I practice what I teach. That makes me a sage. They talk about them too, but my point is that's the next level up. If you're gonna practice a philosophy, find somebody to teach it to you who will master said philosophy. Next one, you don't go to church and don't listen to a pastor who don't know nothing about the Bible. So that same concept. Reverence. When I was a student for over 30 years, I showed reverence and utmost respect to my spiritual teachers. I had some, yes. And I showed, again, reverence and great respect because of what they taught me. I used it and I understood and I showed them the utmost respect by letting them know I appreciate you. So that's what you do. And you become wise from listening, reflecting, and then meditating. It means you listen, you hear, you compartmentalize, understand the concept, the story, and then you reflect on it, think about it, ponder on it for a while. And then by meditating on it, now you're going to implement it. You're going to see if it works. That's the art of learning at any level. So when you're able to master that, that's when you become wise. Why? Because you're gonna have your own experience with God. It ain't what I tell you about how good God is, how He blessing me. No, you know for yourself. And when you do that, you will become what? Devotion, or you will be a devotee to what? The divine. Become God conscious. Okay. Now all you want to do, when I had my epiphany, my God moment, okay, from that point on, I've been serving God. That's devotion. Simple as that. I'm not religious by no stretch. I'm spiritual. Why? I understand I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Reality, religion keeps me human. Spirituality raises my conscious level. That's the difference. And next one is once you reach this level, you will have a state of calmness. You will carry yourself with truthfulness, and your attitude will be of gentleness. These are all qualities that your character will blossom if you practice these things. And when you reach them better at them, living them, implementing them, and putting them into your daily life, like my philosophy teaches, you will reach what they call humility. I just did that lesson last week for the day. Humility shouldn't be confused with humiliation. Humility is having what? Advanced quality which allows you to rise above your lower nature, sublimation of your negative and your personal desires of the flesh. That's how you raise your conscious level. Lower level is flesh. Higher level is spiritual and mental. So when you do that, at the end, you will have learned to detach yourself from worldly objects and other people. Oh, you gonna be alone? Oh, no, no, no. But when you reach a certain level, you know you don't need none of these outward things in the world to be happy and content with yourself. When you know thyself, you know just that. You and God are one, and you detach yourself from worldly objects. That's not a problem. If you know how to do it, I just gave that last lesson. That doesn't mean you shutting the world down. No, that means my ego is suppressed. It don't run me. It don't control me. It don't lead me down the world that degradation. What if you're married and your lower ego said, "I like that," and you gonna go that way. If you had your conscious level raised, I ain't got time for that. Why? I'm married. I got other things to do. Simple. If you can't fight off temptation, Jesus went through the same thing. You all got in life. That's the journey. So when you reach detachment from worldly things and sexual pleasures, you are now spiritually enlightened. So an ordinary person needs to what? Enjoy the company. Ordinary people think they need company of another person or experience some situation which in time and space to feel joy and get happiness. You heard him say ordinary people. Enlightened people know better. I just broke it down for you. The detachment, that's the first lesson you know. You pass that. So you're not ordinary when you understand the enlightenment phases that you go through. And this is the difference, there you go, between an unenlightened person and a person who is advancing spiritually. You're on the path. You're on the path. There's things that you have to do on that path to keep you going along the path. So watch this. A person who has experienced what? The absolute state of consciousness. Spiritual enlightenment, nihas, anointment, nirvana, moksha, whatever it is. But when you and God make that connection, you call it what you want. But once you have it, it's your experience to know now. You know God. You don't have to believe. You don't need a religion to do that. You live it and it'll happen. And now you can do what? Continue to live. That's all you got to do. If you are a Christian and you get enlightened, you just be a better Christian. That's all. Moving on. Whatever you're doing with enlightenment of self, with knowledge of self, it makes you better. If you're an athlete, professional, whatever it is, you still gonna be that. You're just gonna be a better you. Understand that. And when you become that state of consciousness, can you remember the experience and the feel of what? Unobstructed bliss and joy. That's the ultimate in human life. We're here to gain knowledge of self, becoming God conscious. Why? It's in the mind. But we can manifest it through our actions, through what? The myth, the allegorical stories. And once you learn them, reflect on them, meditate on them, and implement them, now they become your truth. That's why I know I don't have a problem with what I do or what somebody else do. I know what I'm doing. If they know what they're doing, respect, no problem. But moving on. My thing is to get you to understand it's all about you. That in this act of joy, contentment, we call it hotep. When you reach that, become anointed, spiritual enlightenment, that's it. Now you can just cruise. You can just cruise. And the sooner you reach that level within yourself, the sooner you can start your life and put on cruise control. And this act of what? Of recalling the experience of what? The experience of the divine, we call it known as remembrance of God. May 1, 2011. Remember like it was yesterday. Why? I ain't ever gonna forget that day. That's the day I was born again. That's the day I became resurrected. That's the day I became enlightened. Through what? Years of hard work, perseverance, and sticking to what I believe to be true and manifest it for myself. So I teach. That's what I teach, what I experienced, and what I know. Sorry, moving on. But that's the whole point. When you have reached what? God, remembrance of God, that means you're God conscious. That means you walk, talk, act a certain way. My pastor is a perfect example. Anybody who's living, doing what they profess, what they teach or preach, same thing. That's all it is. And I respect all those who do just that. When that feeling of what? Oneness. Everything's on the one. You know the deal. 11, 11, 111. Everything's on the one. And when you had that feeling of oneness with who? Divine, God, becomes a perpetual experience. Meaning now it's God all the time with me, but I'm not running around raising the roof, praising the Lord. No. I just act accordingly and be God conscious of all my actions. That's all it means. I ain't got to run around here trying to prove nobody how God conscious I am. Oh, praise the Lord. Yeah, you got God. No, I ain't got time for that. This is my platform. I use it to give a life lesson. After that, I go live my own life lesson. So that's what I do for you. After that, I live it for myself. So what's that state? Okay, that state of perpetual God experience, that state is referred to, you ready? As spiritual enlightenment or achieving oneness, nihas, with the divine, whatever you call it, anointed, Christhood, Buddha, whatever. But when you experience it for yourself, do it make a difference what they call it? Not to me, it don't. I'm giving you all the names they call it. Why? Everybody got a different name for it, but everybody who did it had to get it the same way. How about that? Now, ordinary people, not right thinkers, experience every now and then a tiny and a transient glimpse of what? This bliss and joy where in their daily life as what? Happiness and elation. However, they ascribe it to what? Some object that acquired, meaning they got something that they wanted, or some person that they got that they wanted in their life, or some situation that they saw as what beneficial to them. All that's fine. All that's good. But other experiences, joy and spontaneously for no apparent reason, that's the difference. But it fades away as what mysteriously as it came. That means you ain't in control of it. If it happens, like I said, willy-nilly haphazard, if you can't perform it at your whim, call on it and do it, then you ain't in control of it. That's emotions, elations, depression. If you don't control them, then they're going to control you. And we got a lot of people who run around here living on that emotional line and just going through their life and wonder why they're so exhausted, why they're so tired. Why, man, because you playing both sides of to the middle and you ain't getting nothing done, chasing your tail, so to speak, going fast and going nowhere. Okay, when you're not producing or manifesting a concept or a thought or a philosophy or belief, why keep wasting time with it? Moving on. Now, a sage. What's a sage? A practitioner of the Sima Yoga, or in this case, right thing philosophy, or Maya philosophy, learns to what? To discover, you ready? The source of bliss and what we call unobstructed joy, and to abide there when continuously. That's my point. When you at that level, I'm comfortable. I don't wake up worrying about it's gonna be a good day. Hope somebody don't piss me off. I remember I used to live like that. I wish somebody would. Yeah, with that attitude, chip with your shoulder. Now I'm just thankful. I live in gratitude. I do self-service. I'm a different person from up here first. So my actions will show that. Simple. All that telling somebody what you're about. No, that's show them. So, and when you do that on a routine basis, it becomes the norm. Practice makes perfect. I've been practicing this for a long time. So, but when you do this, now you're not allowing what? You ready? Your egoistic desires to dictate what you do, how you do it, when you do it. No, you have control over your egoistic desires, your expectations, your sentimentality, your anger, your hatred, your greed, etc. All these are emotions. When you have control over those, that's how self-mastery is done. You can't act the fool and say, well, I lost my... No, it don't work that way. I'm a master, but I wild out every now and then. Not acceptable. Simple. Now, to cloud their experience, when you have all these things going on, you are not going to be able to reach that level of what? Happiness. And your unobstructed experience of joy and peace is what all living things are striving for in various ways, even if they don't realize it. Okay? Don't everybody want to be happy? Don't everybody want what they want? But if what you want is a lower nature, you can strive for that, but it's the consequences that come with that. If you want to be better, inspired, then you're going to raise your consciousness and do what? The right thing. And guess what? There's a reward for that. Bam. Oh, yeah. All of it, if they don't know it, if they don't realize it, watch this. Therefore, it is said that what? An enlightened sage has done what? This is the key. An enlightened sage has accomplished the most important task in life. And what could that possibly be? Achieving which nothing is left to be achieved. What the hell is a philosophy? That once you reach a level of detachment, understanding, have spiritual understanding, you and God are one, you realize that all this stuff here really means nothing. Sagehood, realizing that the physical world is not the important world. Okay, it's an illusion. And so therefore, what happens? Now they will what? Direct their energy to what? Spiritual upliftment of humanity. I'm here every day to do just that. So I'm fitting the bill. I see the clock. I got one more paragraph for you, and then I turn you loose. But I hope you get this lesson because that's the intent. The character of, I gave you the story about Tahuti and his relationship with Het Hadu implies another important teaching in relations to what? The teacher, the sage, the student, the aspirant relationship, me and you. An advanced spiritual teacher, me, does not see him or herself as a what? Originator of the teachers. No, 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 no. It is God who is working through them to what? Bring the teachings forth from the benefit of all humanity. I'm just a messenger. Again, people often ask why God, where God is when what? Bad things are happening. And why there is no one to help in time of need. Just because I want to put a pin in that for a second, I made a statement and I had to eat this one, but I still say, when God is at work, do y'all see what's going on in society? Y'all ask for this, you pray for that, but do you see when God is really doing God's work? Just keep your eyes open and stay prepared. People need to understand what? That God is everywhere, if you're a believer, especially what? In the heart of an authentic spiritual perceptors and in the good intentions of others. However, people need to what? Purify their hearts, because an impure heart that is, watch this, constantly producing negative thoughts, negative action, bad feelings, will not be able to recognize an authentic spiritual perceptor or the good intentions of anyone other than themselves. Such a mind and a person will what? Will become like poison, what? In killing the vision of goodness in their lives. They're doing it to themselves. Constantly what? Consequently, such dull and negative and egoistic personalities will consistently what? Lead themselves to more negative situations and bad relationships. Thus, their negative mindset, egoistic, and their actions will lead them to experiences which what? Seemingly reinforce their own ignorant, egoistic, erroneous beliefs from their own self, and they would not benefit. Here we go, I'm bringing it home. They would not benefit from the best teachings of even the greatest spiritual teachers, such as, start with Egyptians, Tahuti, Aset, and for the Christians, Jesus, and for the Indians, Buddha, etc. None of these teachers could get to your ignorant mindset today. So I ain't trying. What? It ain't gonna happen. I know that. I understand that. So such personalities will have to go what? This is on you. You got to go through many reincarnations where what? Eventually what'll happen? You learn to follow the precepts of Maya eventually. So therefore, the compassion of the goddess is so great that she has come to the world where in the form of spiritual writings, aka Madrunetta, and compassion and the spirit of service, selfless service we offer to one another in the human heart. Excuse me. Sages, saints, and your higher mystical philosophy followers, and even your religious believers can reach the level of what? Nihas, knowing thyself through daily practice and understanding how to climb the spiritual ladder into spiritual enlightenment with daily practice of my girl, my philosophy. Hope you got the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. Know thyself.